This Prezi focuses on understanding Think Aloud lesson planning for online reading comprehension. 4-stage, flexible online reading plan. You can follow the link to sites google.com for tips on Think Aloud lessons. This lesson begins first with your approach to the online reading task. Here you can see the author of this Think Aloud, Julie Quero, gives you some explicit information about the Think Aloud lesson template with suggestions on identifying your lesson purpose and the challenge, framing your challenge question, and then having some pre-reading activities. For instance, the example of this graphic illustration can be used to stimulate students' thoughts about something they may find visually on the web that they are searching for. And you can speak about, perhaps the topic is artisan monks, and you can notice by the dress that it is certainly a different kind of artisan. Also, if you want to use a traditional anticipation guide, if the topic were, as this is, examples of the properties of water, that students can identify some of the important properties of water so that as they seek information, they know that they are on track. Quero's lesson plan begins, this lesson 1 has a figure where you create a spreadsheet and the teacher brings about some information, websites, sources, and then asks groups to go along, work with a partner, and gather the information and set it up in this. Stage 2 or phase 2 would be navigating and negotiating online texts. And it is very detailed. Before you click the computer the very first time, think about what it is you're looking for, why you're looking for it. And notice that the choice of Google search is very explicit in what they're looking for. They're looking for how many Japanese in relocation centers. And they come back with very specific research. And the top entry on Info Please does have some credibility in its response and information. So seemingly a good first start. There are also several others that follow that give very detailed information. Question your response material, evaluate the author before you make decisions about what you're going to do. Think about the credibility of the author. These are guided steps that we want to bring to the student's attention. And monitor your comprehension and the pathways you use. So monitoring will come next, and this is a place where what particular processes are we using? What's the question at hand? And modeling this and practicing this for our students is very important. You can see that we go to the Info Please and we find some very good information about Japanese relocation and also further information in a hyperlink to the website. So if we're following that path, we're negotiating our way through some very important information. And now is a good time to reflect and synthesize. Are we heading in the right direction? Are we gaining the information necessary to help us with our end result? And again, you can see that we started off in a good direction, and by following the leads, we move along into some more information that could be helpful to us or not. And finally, a frequently asked questions section that gives us some information about the site's credibility. Having done those exercises, we now can agree that this website claims that 120,000 were interred during World War II. It identifies the source, and your response, the teacher says, yes, this is a very reliable source, or the student group has done the work to find that this is a reliable source. Moving on from this, it's about the response, the responding to the online text. This, again, clearly identifying that we have navigated and negotiated our way to the appropriate type of websites. We now want to monitor and respond to the work at hand, make some connections, and here we see the outcome of the teachers utilizing different sources, and everyone comes up with basically the same information, so they are able to come to a consensus decision that based on 5 reliable sources, somewhere between 110 and 120,000 individuals of Japanese descent were moved to relocation centers during World War II. And through this process, students have an opportunity to be cognizant of where they're going, what they're doing, and why they're doing it, and being thoughtful and questioning themselves and each other and the teacher facilitator to come up with appropriate answers to questions at hand. Hopefully you can see how any of these could be assimilated into your lesson plans, or perhaps many of these things are things that you do already that you would find easily transferable to online content construction and facilitating reading comprehension, online reading comprehension at a high level.